So here we are then, viewers, welcome back. We pulled up at Moor, a little local lake. As you can see, it's pretty damn close to my house, which is one of the reasons I love it so much. So we've just pulled up in the car. It appears that there's no one else here at all, which is absolutely amazing. Typical this time of year as well. All the day ticket carpers seem to go into hibernation a little bit. So I'm not going to waffle on too much. I'm going to get out the car, have a bit of a stroll around, see what's going on. I've got a few swims that I want to have a look at that I know are really good at producing fish, so I think I know where I'm going to go. But I'm going to have a walk around anyway, and then I'll get back to you when we're setting up the interview.
Can y'all really feel me? Feel us. East Coast feel me. Feel us. West Coast feel me. Say what? Dirty South. Can y'all really feel me? Feel us. East Coast feel me. Feel us. West Coast feel me. Say what? Dirty South. Can y'all really feel me? Feel us. East Coast feel me. Feel us. West Coast feel me. Say what?
So there we go then, a proper welcome. We're all set up, base camp's done, 3 rods are out. Yeah, there's loads of fish showing everywhere. I've chosen sort of in between 2 swims that I usually fish when I come here. There's no one else on the lake, it's just me, so it's really nice. I've fed up a few little spots in the margin because the fish seem to be going absolutely crazy, really close into the edge. So I've got a little spot just down there. I'm actually fishing middle rod over to the tree, straight over there, just the right hand side of it. And then my left hand rod's actually out in open water. There's been a fish going crazy out in open water, and basically straight out there. So left hand rod's out there. Give that a go and keep that one quite mobile, keep it moving around, because up that top end fish are going ballistic all over the place. I've had tail walking carp right in the margin down here. It's been pretty active, to be honest. When I first turned up, wasn't a lot showing, wasn't a lot going on. I'll tell you a little bit more about what I'm doing here in this session in a little while. Just to fill you in first off, competition draw was the last video I did, unfortunately. I have been fishing since then, but I haven't taken the cameras with me, which is pretty bad of me, to be honest. And I've been catching fish as well, all from here. I had a 22, upper double, mid double, all those pictures on my Facebook and Instagram page if you want to have a look at them. Some really stunning fish, which has sort of made me draw myself to here more for the winter now. Tony the bailiff's offered me a winter ticket on the place, so it's really hard to refuse it, especially seeing as how close it is from the footage you saw at the start of the video. It's literally like 2 minutes from my house, so it'd be rude not to, really. So I'm going to concentrate on winter here. I did say in a previous video that I'd got an autumn sort of campaign that I was going to start, and I haven't at all, so sorry about that. I haven't been there at all, haven't been back since my few blanks there. I've just been busy, no other reason, to be honest. I am going to do a bit of a campaign there. It's probably going to be starting March time when the winter ticket here finishes. I'll be fishing other places during the winter as well, but I think this will be my main ticket water. So I will be going to the water park and doing a campaign video there for you, but it's not going to be until sort of start of March time, unfortunately. But there's going to be plenty of good fishing in between there. Past month or two for me has been pretty hectic. I started a new job, been on a holiday here and there, had a few things, proposed to the missus, so I'm now engaged as well. So it's been a pretty hectic month or two. So now I can concentrate on the fishing again. I'm not going to be going next weekend, I've got arrangements next weekend, but apart from that I'm going to be doing a fair bit, I think, so time to knuckle down and catch some fish. So there we go, fish number 1. In and out. Common. Gonna get him out, get him on the mat. Let's show him to you. Here we go then, first fish of the session. Only been here about an hour or so. As I said in the video earlier, fish go crazy everywhere. It's on the left hand rod that was out in the water, out in the open water, where I said that fish was dolphin all over the place. So I think that was a mirror though, and this is a common, so more to be had, obviously. Let's have a look at him. A little bit lively. Come on, Buster. Which one's your better side? There you are, a little lively, aren't you? He's got a bit of a damaged mouth on his right, and he's got a little bit of a Nemo bit thing going on with his fin on this side, so easy tiger. And this is where you find the joys of editing. Here we go then, edited. Get a bit of water on there actually. Splash around that lip. There we go. Little common, probably a mid-double. Happy with that, good start. Lovely colour pattern on your scales. Shame about his little special fin there. But I'm going to hold it still for a couple of snaps and then we'll get him back in. So just put that fish back. Here's a little rig that caught it. It's my multi-combi rig, the one that I've done a video on previously. It's exactly the same as that. There's nothing changed apart from two very small elements, so it has changed. The first one is I've changed out for the new hybrid tackle Armour Hawk choddy hook. It's a new version of the original choddy, made out of new metals basically, and slightly reshaped to make it so much more stronger and proper packet sharp. Now it's ridiculous how sharp these things are at the packet. Fantastic, fantastic. And the other one is the boom section. I used to use the Corda mouth trap. I've stopped using that. It was in £15. I now use the Fox Rigidity, £30 doubled over, so it makes that boom ridiculously stiff. They're the two small changes. Something else very small that I've changed on them, I don't use a proper tail rubber anymore. I actually just cut a little bit of it off, and then when I attach it to the leg clip, you can get it in there. When I attach to the leg clip, it literally just slides over a little tiny bit like that. I'll do some close-up to this for you. I just prefer the movement of it, to be honest. Personal preference, nothing other than that. That goes to hybrid tackle leg clip system. Fantastic leg clip system, extra strengthened arm. It helps prevent it snapping off on any long chucks or anything like that. And then this is on the Nash Klingon leader, going up to a little flying back lead. Just because of how far you're fishing out here in this water, it's not big distances. So I want it pinned down right to the back, but I still want a pretty tight line. So tight line to the flying back lead, and then the rest of it's lying on the deck, presumably, as much as you can do anyway. So that's the rig. What I actually do with it is take that off there now, put that in my mouth. In here I've got some crushed up manila, soaked in cloudy manila liquid, and I'm making a chunky little stick out of it. It's not a thin little stick because I'm not casting big distances. I am threading that on like so. Now I wouldn't normally do this on this rig if I was fishing at distance, but because it's only a little flick, I don't really mind that much. I'm then taking the little hinge rig, tucking it back over and tucking it back like that. So it's like that basically. And then putting a little bit on there. Flipping it on. There she is, ready to go. I'm going to get this back out again, and we'll see what else the little session brings. Just a quick update then before it gets a bit too dark to film. I've got that rod back out. I've changed positions because a few fish have been showing in a little corner. It's taken me a while to get a bait over there because I basically have to cast onto the bank and then walk the bait down and drop it in the margin that way, so it's taken me a little bit of time. I'd try and video it for you, but I wouldn't even know where to begin trying to video that myself and do it, so sorry I haven't seen it. I am using freebies on this one. I'm using Manila. I've been using it for the past few sessions now, doing really well with it actually, so confidence has built up great in it. I'm using on the hook bait Manila yellow ones, pop-ups, and the standard Manila colour pop-ups, both sprayed with the Manila bait spray and just left to soak in the pot and then kept on topping the spray up over and over again. I'm also on one of the rods, I'm using one of the Manila yellow one wafters as well, giving that a try, seeing how it works. And there's free offerings. You saw this sort of stick that I'm using, the ground up Manila boilies with the cloudy Manila liquid. I'm also using whole boilies as free offerings too. I'm doing the heat treatment with those, so I'll cut in a little bit of footage for you here. So what I'm basically doing is emptying them into a tub, boiling water out of a kettle, leaving them out for about 15 minutes, draining off pretty much all the water, and then pouring over the cloudy Manila liquid, giving it a good shake, leaving that for about 15 minutes, shaking it over and over again, and then leaving it in there as well, so it's sort of giving it a bit of a washed out sort of look, and it's soaking all the cloudy Manila liquid, and that's what I'm using. Been using that for the past sort of 3 or 4 sessions now. It's been working really well, so great little tip for you. That's it for the evening pretty much. Unless I catch a fish, obviously we'll get the camera back out again. I've broken my tripod from my camera, it's completely knackered, and the GoPro's memory card is now full because I've been recording in full HD 60 frames a second, which apparently uses your memory like anything, so I'm going to have to go through that and get a bit of it off. But that's it for the night. See you again, see a fish. If we see you again, it's because you would have seen a fish even. Other than that, I'll see you in the morning. Take care. So good morning and welcome back. Last night didn't come to anything, to be honest. Not a twitch, not a touch, not a nothing. The fish stopped showing when the water died off and it went flat calm. The wind died right down. It warmed up quite a lot last night, and the fish just stopped showing altogether. Couldn't see them anywhere. Had a walk around about midnight and they were right in at the edge. They were all hugging the margin alongside where I am. So I got some baits, went along, dropped some baits in along the margin, a few little spots, and then went back at about 1:30, something like that. All the baits were still there, hadn't been touched, so at that point I gave up and went to sleep. Woken up this morning by a swan taking one of my lines out. Thank you, swan. Decided to have a reel in, have a bit of a walk around and see where the fish are. There's still no one fishing from last night. One guy's turned this morning for a few hours. He's going to be down the bottom end, I think. But I did tell him a little bit of a white lie, so if you're watching this I'm really sorry. But along my bank the fish are absolutely just in the swarms, just rows and rows of them up and down that bank. There's a little stalking spot that myself and Tony the bailiff sort of have been baiting up the past couple of weekends. I put some baits in there last night. This morning all gone, and you can see the marks where they've sucked each individual bait up. It looks pretty cool. If I had a Polaroid lens from a camera you'd be able to see it really well. I've tried to put my Polaroids in front just to see if you can see, but it doesn't work at all. It's not working for some reason. So I'm having a bit of a walk around the top end here. You can probably see that's where I am over there. So I've walked around the entire lake, climbed a couple of trees, but they all seem to be sort of where the pylon is, all along that bank and all up this top bank here. So I'm going to walk around the top end, be nice and quiet and see where they are. They seem to be definitely shallow water at the minute for some reason, whether it's because it heated up last night, I'm not too sure. But I'm going to have a bit of a walk around this top end, get back, figure out a little action plan, probably put a little margin rod in down that bottom end there, move a bank stick down there or something, just so we can still get to it from the bivvy, and then walk another one just up this bank here somewhere to where that tree is, maybe something like that. If I can head back, put the kettle on, have a brew, chat with a brew yet this morning, and I will let you know what's going on. See you in a bit. So another quick note while I'm walking round. I'm walking past a little spot. There's a fish just out there. I'm walking past the spot where I had my left hand rod on, like where they were crashing out in the corner, and it was just down here, as you can see the two little lily pads just there. Just close into here, I could see a little lily pad right on the bottom, and it was just to the side of that. Now, what's really good about fishing in the margin and places that you can see is that when I had a walk over here this morning, I had a look down there. You won't be able to see it on the camera, sorry, but I had a look down there. All my bottom baits were gone. Even the little stick that I'd made for the little PVA stick that I'd made and shown you, that was gone. All that was left was my hook bait. Little hinge stiff rig just sat there all on its own, which tells me I've either been done or I was fishing the wrong rig. Probably the second one. So really good information that. I think it's because it was shallower water. Maybe I should have put a little wafter out there or just matched the hatch with a little bottom bait maybe. But I did something wrong there, that's for sure. So yeah, worth noting, if you can check the spots, always check them afterwards, see what's happened. I don't know if you can see this, but I'm going to turn the camera around. But you can't, oh you can see, look, so there you go. That's one of the little margin spots are baited up, see how clear it is. That's about 1.5 to 2 foot deep there. And I put those baits in last night. I also poured a bit of the manila liquid in as well, actually poured some in, just to see what effect it'd have, because I could see the spot. Now last night there was 2 carp, where that patch of boilies are, there was 2 carp literally just sat there last night, and I had my head torch on, just sat here looking at them, watching them, see what they were doing. And clearly not interested, or they didn't come back. So another little good bit of information for me there, just see what's going on. Right, let's keep on going. Just down here there must be 25 fish, all mid doubles up to 20 pounders, just sitting here chilling out. I've crumbed up a few of that manila, little spot. I'll turn the camera around, hang on. Little spot just around the corner there. There's a little bit of a plateau that you can walk out on, just about, so I've walked out on there. Didn't see any fish, so I've just dropped a few hard manillas in there, and all the fish have just come out from underneath my feet. So it's a big cutaway bank there where they're obviously hiding, so I've put some baits in there. But down here, just down here, all along here to that little tree there, absolutely stacked. Absolutely stacked. I'll take my little Polaroids off a second. So actually, yeah, you can just see one of the baits I put in just there. So this is a little spot that I've got to go in. Flattens off to about 2.5 foot out there, and it's a shame you can't see any of the bloody fish because they're absolutely everywhere. So again, I've trickled in some manila. As I put that in there, actually 3 fish came over as it was falling through the water column and just swam straight through it, didn't even bat an eyelid. They knew something was wrong obviously and just carried on swimming. So there's a few more out there now, so I'm going to leave this for about 20 minutes or so, sort of rig out, and try not to make a noise too much, and sort of rig out and get down. The good thing about this is it's right on the footpath. It leads you up the side of the lake, so there used to be people walking up and down. So I'm not really spooking them. They're obviously still wary that I'm here, so if you can get near without seeing me, it's going to be better, because they seem to be feeding on the bait when there's no one here, obviously. So, oh yeah, it's still down there. So I'm going to get back, have a little rig session, and I'm going to put out 2 halves back to back on a hair, so this little bottom bait rig, two half buoys back to back on the hair, and just drop it in there. Nice short hair. Try and get quite a big heavy lead if we can do, just to give them that shock effect. And we'll give it a go. I'm going to keep on creeping around like a ninja. See you, mate. So back at the bivvy, I've just made up a little rig that I'm going to put in that little margin spot down there that you saw last. So I'm going to show you the rig really quickly. It's the simplest rig ever, so I'm going to show you how to tie it. I'm just going to show you the rig, and then we're going to go down there, put a little alarm in just past this tree from me, walk down, put the bait in, set it on the alarm, and hope we're going to get one of them. So here's the rig. So there we go. So we're going with an inline lead, 3.5 ounce. That's what I normally use from a PVA bag rig. So 3.5 ounce. I'm using an inline, so it's direct contact when the fish picks the bait up. I want it in like proper shock effect. I want it to hit it straight away. Obviously, then the leg can come off. Going down, Conda hook link, about 6 inches of Conda hook link, looped onto the O-ring there at the end. 2 small lobs of putty down there, because I want to keep it really pinned down on that bottom. And coming down to the business end, a larger blob of putty there, which is just going to help set the hook a little bit, keep that hook a little bit heavier. Hook I'm using is a hybrid tackle SPM. It's a really aggressive hook. I've used them to great effect actually with my bottom baits and wafters. The hook holes are immense, absolutely immense, nothing to come off when you get hooked with one of these things, are insane. So that's a hybrid tackle arm hook SPM size 6. Knotless knotted, but the last wrap is in front of the hair. None of that stripped back up to there. That's all intact still on the Conda hook link. Knotless knotted. Last wrap obviously the other side of the hair there. The hair stripped back. 2 half boilies on there, which is out the same bucket that I'm using for the freebies. So I've not cut them in half, I've just broken them in half so it looks so similar. And then on the end there, I don't know if you can see it very well. There you go. The hybrid tackle nano boilie stops. Tiny little boilie stop, perfect for this type of presentation. Not big, not obtrusive, really small. Come in a few different colours as well, but I'll put the clear one on there. And that's what we're going to drop in. And hopefully that bad boy is going to do the trick. Really effective little rig, really simple. It's just a normal rig. It's one actually Daryl Peck uses a hell of a lot, I think, for his wafters and his bottom baits. It's just normal knot lot really. Nothing special about it. I've also got a back lead on this one as well, on the lead-free leader. Keep it all pinned down, proper sneaky, get in there without them seeing it, and hopefully snag one. So I'm going to finish my brew that's still sat down there, that's now probably freezing cold, and get on with it. Just a side note, I only brought a kilo of boilies with me, and that's all I have left. It's not looking good, which is why I'm not using a lot of freebies at the minute. So those 2 are back out. Left one's on a single hook bait out in the middle. Middle one or right one now is just about there somewhere where they've been patrolling. So yeah, let's get it on. See you in a bit. So we've come back down to the little spot because all the bait's gone that we put in before. I've reeled the 2 rods in because I'm a little bit further down than I'd like to be, so the other 2 have been reeled in. Put that rod down with the rig on that I showed you. Come down, put it in the spot, it's about 2 foot out. There was fish in there, so I've thrown in 2 little halves just to fill some away a little bit. Drop the rig in on a perfect little spot. You can see everything. Kept the back lead on, kept it back, straight and back to the rod. Clutch is open, so it is pretty close and they're going to go crazy if it takes. So it's just a waiting game now. Fingers crossed it all works out. But net down with me. The hooking mat's only up there, so it's only a little bit away. Always be prepared. Always be prepared when doing this type of thing. So if you don't bring your net with you and you get a take, or you've got your other rods in up the bank and one of those goes off, it's just a lie. So just concentrate on what you're doing. Don't mess around. Always be prepared, scouts. So let's wait and see what happens. Have a bit of a look over there, see if you can see anything milling, and then we'll just keep an eye on it with the camera. So, swans. The last bit you saw was me trying to get one out the edge. I brought my rod in to just do something quickly, and the swans came in, cleared the entire spot up, scared all the fish off, and ruined it for me. So that's the end of that bit of fishing, to be honest. That's that bit done. Absolutely gutted, because I was pretty much sure I was going to get a bite out of that. It is the way when you have swans in the lake, though. So I've recast the rods to the original spots. Swans have already wiped one out, so I'll recast it again. I've just done my little blog bit for the HF Angling website, so that'll be typed up when I get home, and I'll send it over to those guys and they'll do what they do with it and probably rewrite it all, because I'm terrible at writing. So that'll be up there, I imagine, in the next week or so, to guess. I haven't got a clue. Plans now, I'm going to stick it out for a little bit. The lad's with me today as well, obviously, so we've got his little rod with us. What we're going to do is, if it stays quiet for the next half an hour or so, I'm going to get his little rod. I'm going to head over to that little pool there, which is called the trout pool. I'm not sure if there's trout in it anymore, but there are carp in it. There's a few other fish and roach and things like that, so we're going to take his rod, little float rod, go over there, have a bit of fun for an hour before we actually go home. So we need another half an hour or so here. Still might get a bite. I'm still a little bit hopeful, to be honest, but you never know. So we'll give it another half an hour. I'll give you an update before we actually go home. I'll finish the video off somehow. And yeah, so a little bit of an update for you. See what's happening. So here we are then, back in the car. I almost forgot to finish the video, to be honest. Yeah, all packed up, no more fish. We went float fishing for a little bit with the lads, see if he can catch something, and still nothing happened. So end of the video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Check out the HF Angling website as well. Link will be in the description below. Keep your eye on there for the new blogs coming up soon, which will be cool. Check out all the ones that are on there already. There's some amazing blogs on there at the minute, so have a check out, have a read, have a look. That's it, all done. I've got a Facebook like page now, so if you want to head over there, get the updates and things like that. Bankside Blogger on Facebook, Bankside Blogger on Instagram, and yeah, thanks a lot. Next video may be the announcement of the next giveaway. Not too sure yet. Depends on when I get time to do a bit of filming, things like that. So I'm not fishing next weekend. It can be the weekend after that. Stay tuned. I'll have something for you soon. Take care.